I came across something that sometimes they call a sea worm, sometimes they call it a sea squirt. Worm also means limbless snakes and dragons. So worms are kind of incredible creatures. And this is the pyrosoma. The word pyro, meaning fire, and soma, meaning body, means that this creature is called a fire body. And a pyrosoma are these bioluminescent, so they emanate light, free-floating colonial tunicates. They're longer than the span of a blue whale. They're also made up of many, many different multicellular creatures. They're made up of tunicates, and these tunicates exist like little digestion beings that both propel this massive pink tube in the water, finding its food. They also emit light, some kind of quantum light process. They respond to light and touch so that in this organism, each individual zooid will light up, causing its neighbor to light up as well. They kind of have this way of actually communicating through this felt sense of light. And you can actually see these tunicates as just like smaller versions of a pyrosoma. They're both solitary individuals, so they can just kind of exist on their own, or they can form these larger superorganisms. So when they combine together, they form this kind of common tunic where they're able to communicate and regenerate together. The entire thing is constantly going through a process of reproduction through asexual budding. There's like very, very early nascent studies around understanding how the kind of regenerative properties of these colonies in the way that they can kind of reproduce injured and broken parts, how that can actually relate to human processes of healing. Tunicates are like a distant cousin of humans. What I really appreciate about this giant sea squirt worm is that we know about metaphors of collective intelligence in the form of ants or in the form of starlings. But I find that there can be these new metaphors of collective intelligence that just invites us to trouble a little bit more. What is actually happening when there are a group of individuals like tunicates that are able to suddenly tune in such a way that we can recombine into a new colonial organism?